Good afternoon and welcome to Connections, and I'm your host, Pat, the Victory Temple, Church of God in Christ. You're listening to us on IntellectualRadio.com. You can also listen to us on iHeartRadio. Connections is a show designed to keep you connected to the Christian community, so sit back and relax as we get. And if you wish to become a Connection sponsor, please reach out to me at bishop1915@gmail.com, or you can simply inbox me on Facebook. Nature Sunshine, have you met your weight loss goals for 2017? Would you like a natural approach to weight loss? Do you want to see and feel changes immediately? Do you take medication for high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, fibromyalgia, cancer, arthritis, or any other condition in your body? Do you have poor circulation, frequent colds, or flu and chronic fatigue? Perhaps you just want to maintain your body. Nature Sunshine, the tribe, they have many products and plans that will assist you in losing weight the natural way. You can reach out to them at cdocgee@yahoo.com or call them at 708-302-5655. The Bedrock Movement affirms safety, comfort, dignity, awareness, empowerment for Chicagoland street homeless. For any internship needs for school, community service mandated from the court, or you just want to volunteer assisting the street homeless, call John Netherly at 773-567-5110. Health and Wellness Seminar presented by Dr. Sohini Ayan, pastor of the Abundant Life Holistic Ministries, how to keep the body disease-free, and a raw vegan food demo and food tasting that will be going on today, beginning at 12 o'clock noon at the Holiday Inn Express in Hillside, Illinois. That's 200 South Manheim Road. Now, Dr. Ayan, she has been a guest on our show a couple of times, and she has an awesome way of prescribing plans that will help your body. She's an iridologist as well as a herbalist. And the thing about the science of iridology is that she can look into the iris of the eye and tell you what goes on in your body and then prescribe a plan, an all natural plan to help you. And these are the Nature Sunshine products. And so you can meet them today. The eye exams, I believe, start at 12 o'clock and they're $75. But at 1 p.m., there's a free workshop that you can be a part of, a free workshop, and you can find all the information you need about maintaining your body the natural way. The third jurisdiction of Illinois, Church of God in Christ, Holy Convocation begins tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. at the Holy Temple Cathedral Church of God in Christ in Harvey, Illinois. It's 15912 on Lincoln Avenue. And you want to meet them Monday through Friday. And on official night, which is Friday night, our prelate, the Bishop Robert R. Sanders, will be speaking. Victory Temple Church of God in Christ Youth Ministry presents Bowling Fellowship. And that will take place August the 25th at 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And the donation is $15, and that would include 2 games and shoes. And that would be held at the Hillside Bowl, 4545 West on Harrison in Hillside, Illinois. Please RSVP as soon as possible. And today, I'm so grateful. This is Health and Fitness Saturday. Health and Fitness Saturday. And I did a Facebook Live earlier today talking about health and fitness and how you need to tune in today and how you need to listen to this great woman that I brought in, longtime friend of 30 plus years, Vania Perry, who was in the house. Listen, she has a plethora of credentials and titles behind her name, but she is a fitness guru. Health and fitness guru, and so we're so glad that she was able to fit us into her time.
Well, of course. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Listen, those of you that's watching on Facebook Live, you can, if you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to type it in the comment field, or you can give us a call at 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. If you have any questions for Vania, if you want to just shout out, I know Mario Baserto, you're watching, and those from Whitney might be watching, but if you want to just shout out to her or just ask questions about how you can begin a healthier lifestyle, please feel free to call in or type it in the comment field. So, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. No problem.
Good to see you. And we have a mutual friend, Janice, who you have been working with, and she's been chronicling the adventure on Facebook. And she said, you need to get with us. I said, no, not yet. But we just thank God because health and wellness
Mhm.
is trending. It's trending, and it's been trending for a number of years.
Mhm.
This is the day and time where if you've ever been concerned about your health, you need to do it now before it becomes a requirement. Because before your doctor says you have this, you have that, it's good to be proactive.
Mhm.
And I've been trying to do that. Um, I've been doing herbal and natural products and many different things, fitness center, things like that.
Mhm.
So, because we have too many friends that are dying or that are health challenged, and I don't plan on being one of those.
Neither do
So,
I.
maybe after this, I'll get my mind right and I'll say, okay, I need to sign up for your program. But tell us a little bit about your background
Mhm.
and what got you to this point.
Um, it's been a journey, an absolute journey. First of all, you need to know about me as a person, as a woman. I'm a child of God. First and foremost, my faith has brought me to this point because I'm a very stubborn person, as Mario will probably think about as he's watching this right now. But aside from being a child of God, a servant of God, wife, mom, 9 to 5 person, about to change that because I'm about to do this full time. Uh, I am a woman who just loves to serve. I did not know initially what I wanted to do because my undergrad degree is in English. I thought I was going to teach. I got into marketing. Uh, I'm a victim of the .com boom, so made good money. Got laid off after layoff after layoff.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Yes, and you start accepting positions that you need just to survive. So about 10 years ago, I was 45, 50 pounds overweight. Went in for my physical. My doctor is all of 4'11", and she's a little rambunctious person. And she told me, Vania, you have to change some things. You don't need badly, but you need to change some things because your blood pressure is like it was like 145 over 90 at the time. I don't want to put you over on meds. You're not moving like you used to. And you still have that mentality. Yeah, I have the metabolism like I did in high school, and I can eat and do anything I want to, but it just doesn't happen that way as you get older. So she gave me an alternative, not an alternative. She gave me an ultimatum. You need to get moving or I'm going to put you on the meds. And because my mom and everyone, most of the people who are, if they're Whitney Youngers, know my mom was chronically ill. She had diabetes killed her. She lost her eyesight. She lost her hearing. She had some other skin issues, cardiac disease, and I did not want to be that. Um, the the thing that's really kicked it up a notch is of what I am. I am a traumatic brain injury survivor. I've been managing that condition for 27 years. So between the borderline health issues and my TBI, I had to make some decisions.
And that's going to segue into my next question when
Mm-hmm.
it talks about the greatest challenges that you have faced in life.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about the brain injury, which I didn't even know of.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not so painful to, go into a little bit about
Mm-hmm.
that, because we might have some others who have experienced not necessarily the same challenge, but
Mm-hmm.
something that was just mind blowing and life altering, and you knew you had
Absolutely.
to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
This could help them.
Absolutely. I sustained that brain injury in 1991. By the grace of God, I'm sitting here because they did give me the last rites. My son was only 1 year old at the time. And my dad told me that when they brought him in because they thought I was going to pass away, he started crying because he wanted to touch mom. At that point, a lot of you guys probably didn't realize either I had major reconstructive surgery from that accident, and I was unrecognizable. But he knew mom, so when he started crying for his mom, my dad literally said that the the wave started to come up back on the EKG machine. So for whatever reason, God thought it was necessary for me to be back here and not go on. So over the years, I had accommodated, made do with the injury, but I have had to make accommodations because with traumatic brain injury, there's a lot of short-term, long-term memory loss. I had balance issues. a lot of confusion. And after talking with my physician, even though I'd been managing it for so long, she said that I really needed to get back into physical activity actively again. It was a necessity. There was no ins and outs, no excuses. You had to do it, and I needed to figure out what I wanted to do and figure out quickly, and then integrate that nutrition.
And I'm glad you did.
Mhm.
You never know what an individual has gone through.
Mhm.
We see you now.
Yes.
We see the finished, well, not the finished product,
Yes.
but the work in progress.
Mhm.
But we don't know what an individual has gone through. And so when it's anything that's detrimental, that can be detrimental to
Mhm.
your health, to
Right.
your body, we all have to make that decision that we have to discipline ourselves.
Mhm.
We have to change course.
Mhm.
We have to change our diets.
Mhm.
We have to become more active.
Mhm.
Because one thing about it is that uh, the less active you are, the more opportunity for things to creep up into the
Mhm.
body that can potentially damage or destroy the body. The
Absolutely.
body has to remain active.
Mhm.
Your mind has to remain active.
Mhm.
I know so many people who once they retire, or they, some retire early, some retire
Mhm.
later in life, but they stop doing things on a routine. They just sitting back, kicking
Yes.
back in the cut. They're not using their mind as much,
Mhm.
and next thing they're like, how did I get here? And they're out of
Mhm.
shape and things of that nature. So you have to stay active.
Yes, you do.
And we applaud you because you're going to show us and tell us how
Mhm.
we can be active.
Absolutely.
There, I want to shout out to those that are watching. Rio Ray Harris Yarbrough is watching.
Yeah.
Mario, of course, he said, we want Vonnie. We want Vonnie. He says, yeah, that's right. We have lost too many people.
Mhm.
Dimitri Brand Triplets, Pastor David Pope, Pastor Charles and Marion Coleman, Markeisha Hamilton, and others are watching. Again, if you have any questions, please type it in the comment field. We're going to talk about healthier lifestyle, healthier living, or you can give us a call, 708-223-8953. All right, so on this road to fitness,
Mhm.
uh, what made you realize that this was your calling?
Again, the little woman who we'll call my internal medicine doctor. But once I decided I needed to make some changes, I sought out. And you guys might have heard of Sean T.
Mm-hmm.
He had a program called Hip Hop Abs. It was cool, but I really didn't like it. So I was back and forth trying to not run, well, trot actually, because I really couldn't run at the time, and do other various ideas. I came across a young lady named Carrie Nichols who got me back involved with working out. I then picked back up Sean T's T25. That was one of the programs that helped me get more physically active. When I started in his programs, he talks about nutrition. Um, and I knew I wanted to know more about nutrition versus just reading what somebody spit out to me. So that's where I decided to go back to school after I did some research. And we're in the age demographic where we're all going to be retiring soon, and the kids are going to be gone at some point, hopefully.
Waiting.
And we need to learn how to be more active. A lot of folks have specific conditions, chronic conditions. Me, of course, traumatic brain injury. We have people with multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, uh, cardiac disease, and they need to learn how to move properly. What got me so intrigued was what's called inclusive fitness training, and that is for a demographic of people who have chronic conditions. I'm currently being trained in sign language as well because I want to be able to train those in sign language. When we go out to the clubs now, if you go to a health club, uh, you just see the younger demographic. They are not catering to our age demographics have things unless you come up with something to deal with it, but to manage it. And what I've found that the resources aren't there, and that this has become such a big opportunity for anybody who is interested in fitness to focus on this community. Me to go get the master's in applied exercise science, and then the sports nutrition concentration. So what I learned to do was I joined a team of women who were similar to me in their focus and their goals. And I learned how to eat properly. And because you can work out all you want to work out, but if you are not eating the right things, it is not coming off, people. I don't care who told you what. If you do not eat properly, it is not coming off. You're going to build muscle on top of fat, just plain and simple. So once you, and I'm running a group next month, actually, that focuses just on this. Once you nail down that nutrition, 75% of your battle is gone, because you can literally, if you just walk to and from your car every day into your office building, if you're eating right, the weight is going to come off. I will tell you, if you come to me and work with me, it will come off. But people, they need to learn that discipline. And the discipline wraps back up into your mind, because your mind tells us things and it plays tricks on us, and you think you got it going, but you don't. So it is a process, but you got to trust that process to get to that end goal.
Trust the process. So you now let me ask this question here, see, because, and I'm speaking for those that are watching in Facebook. And Zoe Rogers says, "Hi, Vania."
Hey.
I'm speaking for those that are watching Facebook. When you say, you talk about the dietary changes, does that mean that they can't ever have a steak dinner again? They can't ever have a burger again? Or they need to know how to taper things down, know how to do things in moderation, maybe a burger every other month, or a steak every once a month or something like that, or some shrimp, every now and then, and provide more fruits and vegetables in their diets? Or do we have to cut it out altogether and go vegan?
No, you don't. If you go vegan, it's totally because you want to go vegan.
All right.
You can go about and have strict diets, whether it's Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or whomever. The goal is to learn how to eat what's most important to help nourish your body and cleanse your body. Water, as you see me walking in here today with water, I drink almost 200 ounces of water per day. Recommended you drink half of your body weight a day, just as a minimum. And then you need to eat your vegetables. I cannot stand vegetables. I will be the first one to tell you I cannot stand my vegetables. But if you are starting out, I can imagine comments, but if you are starting off in the morning with your water first and veggies most is a program I'm working with right now with the 2B mindset, you will lose the weight. No more. And this is losing the weight without exercising. You need to learn how to eat half proteins, half carbs in the morning. At lunchtime, you need to learn how to eat 50% vegetables on your plate, with a quarter of it being carbs and protein, and another, a quarter being protein, and then another being what's called fiber-filled carbs. That's the stuff that helps you fill up, but it helps keep you're moving and everything. And then at dinner time, 75% of your meal should be vegetables. I'm not saying put a lump of whatever of vegetables or carrots on 3/4 of your plate and then the other quarter proteins. You learn how to make smart meals, and you can eat anything you want. I still, to this day, I still have a good steak. I still eat shrimp. I eat salmon. I have cake. I still drink. I don't drink like I used to, just because as much as I work out. But you can do that, but you have to learn how to modify it to do so.
Good. So Mario says, so the Big Mac, not the Big Mac Supreme, right?
No.
So he can do the Big Mac, not the Big Mac Supreme, right?
Not the Big Mac at all. Do you know what's in the Big Mac?
No, don't tell us. Don't tell us.
Okay.
But water is definitely an important part. Now, your friend, Dr. Karen McGee, yes, she has a big bottle of Fiji water Fiji water every day, and she doesn't share with anybody. She'll drink that. The rest of us are regulated to the Ice Mountain. But she drinks that every day. If she'll get through one and maybe one and a half of those
Mm-hmm.
bottles. She walks religiously
Mm-hmm.
every morning when I might still be in the bed or I
Uh-huh.
might be at
Yeah,
work.
she's told me about
Uh,
that.
but and I can see the change. But one thing about it is that what you cook is the most important thing,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you have children, you have a family. And we've always been big on vegetables, although
Mm-hmm.
certain vegetables like broccoli, I won't touch.
I hate broccoli,
Uh
but I can do some broccoli now, Devil.
No,
Yeah.
I can cook it. I just won't eat it. I'll cook the
Uh-huh.
broccoli, steam it, what have you. But vegetables, it has to be a staple in your diet.
Yes, it does.
Fruit has to be a staple
Yes,
in
it
your
does.
diet. And I'm so glad that over the years I've learned how to taper things down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, instead of going back to the kitchen 2 or 3 times,
Uh-huh.
one time is enough, and sometimes that's too much.
That's right.
So as you get older, your body doesn't break the food down
It's,
as much, and
it's,
you know
and you learn the hard way.
I learned the hard way.
Yes.
Well, I didn't have to learn the hard way. I just became again proactive.
Uh-huh.
I had a scare a few
Mm-hmm.
years ago,
Okay.
and it was just a scare.
Uh-huh.
But I said, you know what? Before it becomes real,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make some changes, and I
Okay.
did do that. And so we just thank God for that. Now, as a fitness instructor,
Mm-hmm.
uh, what determines the type of program that you provide for your client? Because everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
So I come in, I say, I want to lose weight, I want to tone up. What do I need to do?
It's more than you just telling me that and me pulling something out of my head. I have to conduct a fitness assessment to see actually where you are. I need to understand your health history. If you've had any chronic conditions, if you've had any life-threatening conditions. And depending on what is going on with that assessment will tell me what program I need to build for you. Some people are knuckleheads and they don't want to follow my programs. Hint, hint, Janice. But um, uh, others are very stringent with what they need to do. It's the same as if you come into one of my classes, depending on who is in my class for the day, will determine if I do a full blown hardcore PIO workout or if I need to modify because I do have somebody in there with physical limitations and everything. In any event, you always have to modify. There is no one cookie cutter recipe for everybody's fitness goals, and they have to understand that everyone is I should say everyone should understand that they are unique to a person. So what works for me may not work for you or the next person. It's got to be based on what you are working with your conditions. So that's why I tell everybody you need to learn how to invest in yourself. Everybody wants a quick fix and they want it to happen now. Yeah, you can make it happen real quick, but it's going to come off real quick. You're going to be sick and it's going to come back 3 times as hard. I can say since 2011, I've lost 45 pounds. I have kept it off. Has it been a challenge? Yes, it has. Because some of those days, when I have one of those days, I'm like, okay, I'm coming in the house. I need a shot of vodka. I'm not going to lie. You have that day. Some of those days, I might look at a piece of cake and I have a piece of cake. I might eat only half of it, but I have a piece of cake. Some of those days you don't feel like exercising. And I have had those days when it is just hard to get up. That's called being normal, human. You are not going to find anybody who can religiously all the time get up and just feel fabulous because we have our creaks, our moans, our groans, and everything, and you have to work with it. So, as I say, it's a journey. It continues to be a journey until your journey is done here. So, people need to learn how to be patient and understand the process.
That's awesome. What is PIO? You mentioned that. What is that?
PIO, a lot of people haven't heard of PIO. It is a Pilates based yoga cardio program. It's strength training using your body. So you don't need to use any weights or bands. You might need a yoga block because some of the balance poses are difficult if you're not flexible, but in a mat and a lot of water. I do it to a lot of great music. My current PIO class, we have like John Legend in there. We got some Phil Collins, got some Stevie Wonder in there. So it's you're going to the beat of the music, but you're integrating all of these yoga poses, these Pilates poses, and the cardio that will help you do that sweating that you need to get your heart rate up and build some muscle.
Okay, I don't think I'll be coming to you for the pio.
Why?
I can't see myself doing the yoga. No.
It's literally fun, you know. And then I don't believe in sit-ups at all. I don't
Really?
no, I don't do
Oh, maybe I
sit-ups.
will come to you.
I don't. I do planks though. Now I will do a plank. You know, I do plank push-ups. I do side planks for your obliques. And like I said, we do a lot of yoga.
Okay. And we have a couple of questions here. Mario says he was kidding about McDonald's, by the way. He hasn't had it in about 8 years.
Good.
But he says, how much water should we be drinking a day? He's trying to convince his daughter that it's necessary, and she might believe it coming from you.
Oh, really?
You know, that's Mario's daughter.
Yes. I wonder where she gets it from, right? She needs to drink, and not just his daughter. All of us need to drink on a minimum half of your body weight. So if you are 400 pounds, yes, you need to try and drink 200 ounces of water a day. Yes. And I mean that. You need to, because we sweat out so much water during a day, we need to continuously replenish. So drinking half of your body weight will help constantly replenish what you're sweating out, whether it's working out or just through your day. It is definitely recommended to do it because a lot of people don't realize this water moisturizes your skin. A lot of people ask me, wow, how come your skin is so clear? It's because I drink a lot of water. I do. I don't have to worry about breakouts and everything. If you have the ashy feet, the ashy elbows, or whatever, yes, you probably should moisturize regularly, but your water keeps your skin moisturized. There are a lot of aesthetic benefits to it and a lot of health benefits to it. So if you don't like water per se, of course, there's the flavored water. Make sure you get flavored water that does not have any sugar in it. That's where we get caught up. Because if you do that, then you're back at square one as it is. Flavor your water with fruit. You know, you can put frozen fruit in there or fresh vegetables, cucumbers, some mint leaf or something like that. People like the sparkly stuff if they are bougie, you know, drink some of that. If it helps your intake, you can do that.
Now the vitamin water, the vitamin zero.
Yeah, you can do now vitamin zero, and I recommend if you're doing any type of hydration drink, use zero. Always use it, and that includes Gatorade, Propel, any of them. No sugar, because the sugar is just accumulating and waiting to turn into fat somewhere either in your butt or in your midsection. No joke. Research will show that. So if you can get the vitamin water, B6, B12 is excellent for energy and sustaining you through the day. I'm sorry.
Awesome. And then Zoe Rogers had a question. She said, can we get some advice when our partner is resisting the food changes at home?
Been there, done that. You're going to find some resistance with anybody as far as health and wellness is concerned. Your partner can be the biggest hurdle in it, especially if they have a different job than you do. They might be a construction worker. They might have a real laborious job, and they need to justify why they are eating more than you. Very viable argument, but, and I say but, you need to still manage what you're intaking. Just because you're trying to take in on average, 1,800 to 2,000 calories. If you've got someone who works a real, aggressive job, they probably need 3,000 calories, but that can be 3,000 smart calories. You can change what you're eating into a very lean cut of steak to bring up that calorie count. You can do a lot of fish and vegetables. Pasta is a very good fiber-filled carb and is very filling and get you to where you need to be as far as, filling that full filling. Again, I tell anybody, if you whether you're working out hard or not, drink your water first thing when you get up in the morning. It helps offset some of what you're about to eat, and drink it throughout the day. And then when you're integrating veggies, whether you're putting some in your omelet or you putting something, into a vegetable dish in the evening. Make sure those are the key components. And you need to just learn to practice what you preach with your partners. And as they see you doing it and it's slowly working, they'll get on board.
Okay. Now, here's a question that I was asked.
Hmm.
When let's say you go sign up at Planet Fitness
Hmm.
or LA Fitness, and they perform the health assessment on
Yes.
you. And I know LA Fitness, they will give you a complimentary personal training
Hmm.
session for, I think, an initial complimentary you can
Right.
sign up for an extended period. And they do the health assessment. You
Hmm.
tell them, what's going on with you, what's going on in your
Hmm.
body. And then when you go to meet with the personal trainer, even though they know what's going on in your body, they, how can I put it? Uh they destroy you in that area. For instance,
Uh-huh.
uh I'm asthmatic.
Okay.
I've been one since the age of 3.
Okay.
So I told them, on inhaler,
Hmm.
and also have arthritis in this knee,
Mm.
um and so, but it doesn't stop me from running, jogging,
Mm.
treadmill, or anything like that. And so she said, "Okay, I got you, I got you, I got you." She was so quick to say, "I got you, I got you, I got you." Everything she put me through, I had to stop. I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold up,"
Right.
because I said, "I got to now. I don't have to use my inhaler on a regular basis, but with her, I found myself using it every 5 minutes." And then she said, "Okay, I want you to do these deep knee bends." I said, "I have arthritis in this knee, and it's
Mm.
been flaring up." Well, do it anyway. Then, and I'm trying this, and I did it to the point I couldn't stand. And she's
Wow.
like, "Well, you have to stand." I said, "You know what? This is my last day with you.
Wow.
It's my last day." So how do you know, that when you sign up with a fitness center, how do you
Hmm.
are they, I hate to say how they're properly trained,
Hmm.
but how do you know that the regimen that they are providing for you is actually helpful or harmful to you?
They should now. First of all, they should be certified personal trainers, and they should be certified through National Association of Sports Medicine, the American School of, the American College of Sports Medicine, and or ACE. And if they are not certified, first of all, they're winging it. There's a lot of physiology and anatomy that is involved in personal training. A lot of personal training gets glorified somehow, and anybody thinks they can personal train. Earlier, we mentioned inclusive fitness training, and that's what I'm working on my certification on right now, because fitness training is specifically for those with chronic conditions. Now, when you go into an LA Fitness or Charter Fitness, Planet, whichever one it is, if they are if you signed up and they're saying you're going to get a free session with a personal trainer, you need to ask them, is this do you have any trainers, because everybody's not certified in it, do you have any trainers that are certified as inclusive fitness training? There are not a lot of them out there, because it's now starting to come full circle. Well, there are people who want to work out, but they need specific training with a person who knows how to manage that condition. So this young lady, if you got arthritis in your knee and you're asthmatic, she definitely shouldn't have been putting you through what she put you through, because again, here we're going to re-injure a condition, and then you potentially have an asthma attack, an occurrence. So you need to ask those hard questions. There is nothing wrong with asking. You're paying good money as it is. There is nothing wrong with asking any of that. If you guys listening today, watching today, don't hear anything else, if you are going through a training program with any one of the fitness clubs, you need to ask them, are they trained in inclusive fitness trainer? Better yet, certified in inclusive fitness training. Um, I do inclusive fitness training. The clients that I do have with that, they know that I'm the real deal, because I have TBI, so I know what has to happen anyway. But um, you don't want to fool around with that, because that can be detrimental to you.
So this is gonna maybe just come to you. uh, John Moran watching, Evangelist Beverly Levy, Lauren Smith is watching, Christy Lucas. Thank you for watching, Anjanita Harper. Thank you everybody for watching, Tanisha Jackson. All right, so And then that segues me to my next question. Then,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about the personal trainer. Now I'm walking into Planet
Fitness.
Fitness. I'm ready to work out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to just go and get buff. I'm ready to just get all the pounds off. How do I know where to begin? Do I go to work on cardio? Do I go to the free weights? Where do I go? If I don't want to deal with a personal trainer,
Mm-hmm.
how do I know? Just do I go to the stairmaster that I know that's gonna kill me? Or do I? Let me see. The first time let me tell you something. I saw all these people. I saw this old lady on the stair climber.
Uh-huh.
I said, oh, she was moving. I thought, oh, that's no problem. I'm going there. I got up on the thing. First of all, I had to figure out how it works. You look around, you don't want to ask anybody how it works because you want people to think you got experience being here. So I'm up here and I'm like, okay, whatever setting it was probably was too much for me. And I'm trying to match pace with the lady, and she was just going. And I'm like,
about to have an asthma issue.
So how do I know where to start?
It can be very intimidating too when you walk into those health clubs because you see all of those machines and you see people that look like they're doing their thing and they're all, swag and everything. So if you want to start out slowly, if you know you want to raise your cardio and you want to build some strength and you want to condition your heart, always start off with a treadmill. Always. You can do a treadmill where it's at 0% elevation, where you're just like walking straight, or you can do a slight incline. If you do a slight incline, which I tend to ask people to do, put it at like half of a percent, it will help you get your heart rate up a little quicker without killing you, and walk on average, I don't know, it depends on how fast you walk, but on average 2 to 3 miles per hour. That will help to get you in a good groove. If you are trying to do some type of strength and conditioning, lifting weights, do not deal with the free weights. Do not deal, don't deal with any free weights at all. You can deal with some of the dumbbells and do simple squats with the dumbbells. You can do even deadlifts with dumbbells. You can also do some of the machines that will, for your basic core training, that will help tone quadriceps, hamstrings, and your calves while engaging your core as well. Or if you want to, just get on the floor and plank. I tell everybody, do a plank. If you sit in front of your television, you can do it in the club or at home. Sit in front of your television and try and do a 30-second plank. Most people can't do a 30-second plank. It takes time because you are building those core muscles. If you can build your core muscle, you are in turn building your back, and you will be able to sustain whatever weight you are trying to lift. So start off very slow. I say the treadmill and then the dumbbells, and then you can go from there.
Now I'm a master at the treadmill, and I pretty much can do all the machines.
Mhm.
That Stairmaster was when I first started working out years and years ago, and I just refused to see that. The lady had to be about 70 years old. I said, no, she's not going to outdo me. Well, she did. But I've, in LA Fitness, I've gone in and, you always got the group of guys that's in the back around the waist. And so we're talking, and a guy came in, young guy, couldn't no more than about 20 years old. You know, you can see his muscles just starting to form, and he goes to the free weights and he lays down. He's gonna bench press.
Okay.
And so we said, you need a spotter. Oh, I don't need no spotter. I'm good at this.
Oh Lord.
And so he just took it, and he bench pressed quite a bit. So he said, slap about another 20 pounds on there. And I looked at him. I said, okay. We were ready to catch him though, because we put those extra 20 on both ends, and his chest was about to become a part of his back.
Wow.
Because he just did not know what he was doing. It was his first time in a fitness center, period.
Wow.
And so he thought he was going to come in and he was going to just really just show everybody up, because the first thing he said is that, let me show you old guys what to do. And so that's the mentality of a lot of people that go into the fitness center. They're going to go in and just become a overnight sensation in working out.
Right.
And so that leads me to my next question. Is success, as far as getting that healthier lifestyle, is success more dependent upon the diet, the workout, or a combination of the two, or something totally different?
In order, it's your mind, your diet, and then a workout. Um, as I said before, our minds play tricks on us. We truly think that we can do all that and then a bag of chips or whatever, and we really can't because we are not taking the proper steps to plan, to understand the nutrients that we need to take into our bodies. Everybody can't take in the same things. And if you're not eating the proper diet, and like I said, and don't, I hate to use the word dieting because everyone thinks diet is starvation. We are not to starve our bodies. We are to eat properly. You can eat, and I'm telling you, it's, as long as it's a healthy meal, a healthy dish, a healthy piece of food, you can eat anything you want. When we started throwing into all the fast food stuff into the mix and all of this, and everybody knows I am a Starbucks fiend, but
Right here.
when I stopped including the whole milk, the mocha, the whip, and all I drink is black coffee, and I put some sugar-free French vanilla and sugar-free hazelnut flavor in it, and I drink straight black, the pounds came off. I'm telling you, because they are lost. You gain all those calories and stuff like that. If you drink all that stuff in a Starbucks or Dunkin', you're drinking 500 or 600 calories right there in that drink, literally, versus me getting a sugar-free splash of vanilla and hazelnut with black, 2 calories, and you can kill it that coffee roast, all day. So nutrition is huge because you need to learn how and where you are just taking in these endless calories that are just adding on, and they're typically bad fat calories, and they're adding on to your backside or your middle. So it's nutrition, and then it is I lost my train of thought. Nutrition, exercise.
Okay. Now, we won't talk about Starbucks, but just those of you that like to get the Venti Caramel Macchiato triple shot,
Oh gosh.
delete 2 shots, keep the raw sugar out of it, and stay away from the extra caramel.
Then the extra caramel. You need to stay away from caramel altogether. If they have some sugar, I don't think they used to have sugar-free caramel. I don't think they do anymore, but
Okay.
okay, yeah.
But no, seriously, we all have to change our diet. And the older that we get, we have to really monitor what we take into our bodies. I'm looking at my cousin. She works out. Michelle. She says, she told me to stay off the Stairmaster. And she said she gets competitive on the machines, and that's something that I noticed when you go to the fitness center. And I'm a competitor.
Okay.
If someone is working out next to me and I'm looking at what they're doing, and I know I can do it, I'm gonna do it.
Really?
Oh yeah. That's why working out alone might not get the same result if I'm working out with somebody else. Cause see, then they're gonna push me, and I'm gonna push them.
Okay.
I'm very competitive like that. And so I understand about the competition thing, because you don't. That's why when I saw that 70-year-old lady on the Stairmaster, she wasn't gonna beat me. But no, she said it's not gonna kill you. Oh, she's telling me the Stairmaster is not gonna kill me. Get on it. Okay. Anyway, but again, when you're looking at changing your lifestyle and getting into shape, like you said, it's the mindset. You have to make up your mind you're going to do it, because what happens is we start things and then we change our mind. And I did Weight Watchers a few years ago, and one thing they echoed the sentiments that you just said, that there are various ways you can attack Weight Watcher. One is you can do portion control, meaning that you can eat what you want. You just limit the amount that you intake. Or you can substitute with other products such as soy products and things of that nature. Instead of eating ground beef, you go with the turkey, things of that nature. I hate ground turkey. And so I did the portion control. And then when I did that, I saw within 11 weeks, 11 to 20 pounds came off.
Absolutely.
And so I'm a witness behind that. And then I've done the green smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
thing where you for 10 days I drank the green
Oh my
smoothie,
gosh. Uh-huh.
and I loved it. I
Uh-huh.
loved it. I love the flax seed I put in there and everything like
Uh-huh.
that. And in 10 days I lost what 11 to 12 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then you're right, when you have to be consistent with it,
Yes.
because Earl, when I lost 10 to 12 pounds, I sat back for a minute. I said, hey, and then I looked at the bag of Chips Ahoy. So you have to be consistent with it.
Right.
But one thing that I noticed, Weight Watchers, they assign points to all their foods and everything,
Mm-hmm.
let you know what you can afford to eat. And then they said on the weekend you can splurge,
Mm-hmm.
but then you go back to your routine. And it's all right to splurge, but as long as you get back on your routine. Most of
Mm-hmm.
us, we splurge and we stay there.
That's right.
We stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And and that's where I think many of us would go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We start out good,
Mm-hmm.
but then we get a little lazy.
Yep.
We get a little complacent,
That's right. Complacency.
and then we go back to our old
Mm-hmm.
habits.
Right.
All right. So, we talked about your challenge.
Mm-hmm.
The traumatic brain injury.
Mm-hmm.
What has been some of your greatest accomplishments since you've been doing this, whether with yourself or the people that you've been instructing?
For myself, the greatest, bar none, is losing 45 pounds and keeping it off. Like I said, I have my moments when I want something and I slipped up and then I've tried to eat it and it got me sick because my body's different now. My digestive tract is like, what, you're putting me in shock. Get that McDonald's fry out of me. I can't do McDonald's anymore. I don't do any fast food anymore. It's really rare. If I go in there, I'm walking in there with somebody else because I just can't tolerate it any longer physically. So that's been my greatest challenge, is to learn how to eat properly. The second biggest is going back to grad school and finishing in 2.5 years with that degree. It was a challenge because, of course, after being out of college for undergrad for umpteen years, and then you're in there with younger folks, and the course work is just triple the amount of work. So for me to do that and come up with that capstone, my last class I took, my capstone project was a perfect A. It just showed my dedication to the subject matter and what I want to do, in the future with it, because there are so many communities in the Chicagoland area that don't have the resources or the information to them to help them begin living healthier lifestyles. So with that, the last thing would be is truly being an example to my children and to the community, because you don't have to be big and flashy and do a whole bunch of rah rah rah. You can move slowly but surely and just be the example of what you're preaching.
And you mentioned that you can't do McDonald's anymore, and I found that so interesting because my wife, she there was this one thing that we both went on, and after we finished it, she could no longer eat hamburgers. And she was one who loved a cheeseburger or a double cheeseburger. And she tried to eat a burger, it made her sick. She could no longer take it in her system. But the interesting thing about it is that she can eat tacos, didn't bother her. Sloppy Joes didn't bother her.
Wow.
If it was in spaghetti, but I guess compacted, she could not take it.
Wow.
And to this day, and this was years ago, to this day, she have yet to eat a burger.
Another burger.
And I've heard other people have the same type of story, that once they went on a change in eating habits, if they tried to go back to it, they couldn't do it. They were sick.
Absolutely.
I have yet to have that system. And I've gone through a lot of different eating changes, and nothing bothered me.
Again, everybody's different with how they tolerate food, how they adjust to change. So you just haven't come across that yet. And that's why it's specific. It's important when you do have a coach, that your coach is attuned to your personal conditions, because everything is not cookie cutter and it's not going to work for everybody. I tell everybody that whether you choose me as a coach or not, make sure you have this person looking at specific items pertaining to you.
Now, is there a particular way that you would tell people how they should prepare their meals? Because we have made it a habit to cut out a lot of fried food.
Mm-hmm.
We very seldom do we fry anything.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do baking, or we'll roast it under
Right.
the oven or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we won't, we very seldom do fried foods.
Right.
So is there a preferred method from nutritionists or from you that you would tell people, steam it instead or boil it
Mhm.
instead? What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely stay away from fried food. I rarely fry food myself. If I do it, it's bacon, and I don't even eat bacon that much, or turkey sausages. But I typically now, if I want quote unquote fried, I oven fry it, or it's grilled. I grill a lot, or you bake, or you boil. So it just depends. You do need to change the way you're preparing food, because typically when folks use their frying is in vegetable oil. I don't think people still use lard, and I hope they don't. But vegetable oil is okay. It's not one of the preferred methods of
What about peanut oil?
peanut oil is a lot better. Safflower oil, extra virgin olive oil is good as well. And you need to learn how to cook with those better because of the low quantity of fat that's in it. They tend to have the healthier fat that you need, that keeps your cholesterol down first and foremost. And it's not hydrogenated. So when I say hydrogenated, it's not all that processing that's involved with it. Most of us can't use, the pure nut seed, but it comes from impressed and everything. So we need to get the stuff that's more processed, a little better for us than a vegetable oil, or even a canola oil. That's a little iffy.
Corn oil? Is it? No corn oil?
Mm-mm.
All right. So everybody that's listening, go into your kitchen, get the corn oil and the vegetable oil, because that's probably in all of our households.
Yes, it probably is. Yeah.
And get the canola, get the peanut oil, get the olive oil if you're going to just fry. So let go of the 10 wings fried hard.
You better fry it hard in the oven. Yeah, you need to let go of Harold's. And I used to be a Harold's queen. I can't tolerate Harold's anymore. No.
Well, yeah. But Uncle Remus and all the other
Yes.
places.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is all about disciplining yourself. Yeah. It's about healthier living,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about making sure that you're around
right.
for your children and your grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to just be a flashback or a memory in their
Mm-hmm.
eyesight. You want to see your children have children. You want to see your grandchildren have children.
Mm-hmm.
And with what's going on, and I saw this. I saw an article that talked about just a couple of days ago. The weed killer Roundup.
Mm-hmm.
There's an ingredient there that's found in a lot of the breakfast food, the oatmeals, and these are name brand, the honey, the Cheerios. Yes. So I'm like, when you look at all the things that are being used and sprayed over your foods, and you really have to all the more purpose in your mind that you're going to eat better,
right?
Because you have enough factors against you already.
That's right.
So
read a label. People don't want to read labels. You need to read the labels that are on our packaged foods now. I'm still transitioning into using organic vegetables even, but some of our pre-prepared stuff. Look at what's on that can. If you're having trouble or affording fresher produce or vegetables, get the frozen kind. It's prepped a little better.
Well, you know why we don't read the labels? We can't understand it. We don't know what we're reading.
See, that's a red flag right there. That means it's too much there.
It's a foreign word to us.
Yeah, it's a foreign word because it's some kind of whatever they're putting there.
Monosulfate, glucrate,
yeah, it's a preservative to make it last longer. So
in other words, if you can't pronounce it, stay away from it, right?
Basically. And it takes time. And everybody's like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? But it takes time to wean yourself off of that stuff. Unfortunately, it's more expensive, to be healthy than it is to eat unhealthy. They make it real cheap for you to go get all this bad stuff and just an arm and a leg to eat better.
Okay. I have a question here. Do you have
Uh,
any suggestions for healthy eating while traveling?
yes, big question of mine all the time. When you travel, um, always, and whether you travel or not, if you're going to eat out, eat half of your plate in any given moment. Let me tell you, there will be 1,500 to 2,000 calories in whatever you're eating, ordering at a restaurant. No joke. So if you can eat half of that, you're still at about 1,000 calories. I would recommend at lunch or dinner you're eating no more than 6 to 750. But if you can cut it in half, do so. Try to eliminate when you're traveling. And Janice, I know you don't, but okay, do the skinny drinks. I know you like to have your cocktails or whatever, but either if you're not doing just straight shots, if you're doing a mixed drink, you need to do a skinny drink because regular drinks typically have 500 or 600 calories in it. Skinny drinks maybe 1 to 200. So learn to modify what you're doing, and again, look for the healthier versions of what you're looking at when you travel. You don't have to have everything they put out in that buffet. uh, just take a taste of
Okay. And the elephant that's in the room,
it.
the question we have avoided. We talked about the food.
Uh-huh.
We even talked for those that like to indulge in libations, what you need to do.
Uh-huh.
What about the Coca-Cola and the Pepsis?
It's funny. I have a success group going on right now. It's called the 2D Mindset Success Group, and today's post for me was um, out of sight, out of mind. And if you don't have it in your refrigerator somewhere or at your desk in a cubby somewhere, you will not think about it. If you try and eat or drink some water, or some healthy vegetable or a snack before you go to a store, you won't be tempted to get it. I used to be a Cokeaholic, cherry Coke, whatever, regular Coca Cola, all of them. But now, if I call myself craving one, it's a Diet Coke or Coke Zero. If you can stay away from pop, stay away from pop. It's not necessary. It's just one of those.
Now I've heard that the diet sodas are really not that good for you. That they're almost as worse as the.
They are, and that's why I said if I have it myself, and that's because for whatever reason I think I need to have some pop, I will get a Diet Coke or a Coke. I prefer Coke Zero because it actually tastes better to me. It's not the same sugar substitute in Coke Zero that is in Diet Coke. Um, if you can stay away from it, do it. Um, but if you don't have it in your household anywhere, or like I said, lurking in your office at work, in the drawer, in the refrigerator, wherever you guys keep stuff, you won't do it. It takes a minute to go. Coming off Coke or Pepsi is just like weaning yourself from coffee because you are going to get headaches. You really are. As once in a while, okay, but to try and drink a case a day, which some people can do, is ridiculous.
Yeah. I've seen people go through a
Mhm.
6 pack of Coke in less than an hour.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
just I love Coke, I love pop, but that's just too much.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
uh, and so yeah, it's a lot of sugar, and that's a lot of sugar you don't want to be taking
Right.
in. Last question:
Hmm.
if you were declared a living legacy,
Hmm.
what would you want your legacy to be?
That's hard because I feel like I'm just starting out with stuff, redeveloping myself, coming back um, as a new person trying to just share the news of what I've learned from myself. But if I had to declare myself a living legacy, it would be that I reached out to those people like myself with chronic conditions that didn't think they had any alternatives. I have a couple of friends who are hearing impaired. They can't wait till I get trained up because when I get trained up as an interpreter, I'm going to teach PIO in sign language. If when you have people with multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's or some type of ALS, and they think that they can't get out there and move because they're in a wheelchair or they're with a walker, yes, you can. Um, some of one of my classes at St. John Lutheran, most of them were senior citizens and they moved better than some 35-year-olds, to tell you the truth. So my legacy would be that I reached out to those people who seemed to feel that they were left behind because they had some kind of condition. Just because you have a condition does not mean you can't be physically active and happy while you're at it.
And that's one of the best things that can come out of this, because no matter who you are, no matter what you've gone through, everyone can be active in some form or fashion.
That's right.
All right. Well, we just thank God for you being with us. Now, how can people reach out to you?
Everybody stalks me actually now. They can reach me. My email, vanya.thatlady@outlook.com. And that lady, if anybody wants to know, is an acronym for the Healthy Aging Tree Lady. I'm working on my nonprofit, That Movement, which is the Healthy Aging Tree Movement. So you can reach me through that email. You can also inbox me on Facebook. Everybody has my cell number. I've had the same number for 25 years. And we can go from there. I do, like I said, I am planning a couple things where I will be full circle, and we'll have more opportunity to train folks one-on-one. I am working on a live stream of PIO Live, so those who are scared to come and see me at the club and work out with me,
Oh,
we
wait a
can
minute.
do.
I can do that.
Yeah, see, if you live stream with me, then you can do it at home, and have the fun right there, and then not worry about whatever you think you're gonna have to worry about. Okay.
And give a shout out to your church home.
My church home, St. John Lutheran Church and Country Club Hills, giving God the honor and the glory for them. They have been truly, just truly phenomenal with me over the last 10 years.
Awesome, awesome. Listen, feel free to stop by Victory Temple Church of God in Christ every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. We're located at 2000 West Roosevelt Road in Broadview, Illinois, inside of the Community Presbyterian Church building. And we'll see you all next week on Connections. We're so grateful to having Vania with us, and we're going to have her back again.
Thank you.
Once I start my classes. Thank you for tuning into Connections right here on IntellectualRadio.com. Holy